If you clicked on this video, I know that one of your 2025 goals is to create a morning routine. We are going to create the perfect morning routine for you. Habit by habit. Complementary protein pair. I've said it before and I'll say it again, that girl is just the best version of you. So when it comes to creating the perfect morning routine for you, you have to create a morning routine that is authentic to the best version of you, the version of you that is unapologetic about the habits you like and the lifestyle you want to live. For me, I love to start my morning with energy. I love to have a cup of coffee. It makes me love my early mornings, gets me excited to get out of bed for the day. So I encourage you, when you create your morning routine, make the first thing you do in the morning something that really excites you and makes you want to jump out of bed. It's not just a trend. Journaling is one of the most positive habits you can add to your routine in the morning. Whether you want to just brain dump about all the things that are on your mind, if you want to take a moment to express some gratitude for all the amazing things you have in your life, you can let go of whatever's plaguing you, or you can become inspired by what is already amazing in your life. Getting into that optimistic mindset first thing in the morning is only going to bring more good energy into your life. A life-changing habit I started this year was listening to morning activations. I've become obsessed with Mimi Bouchard, who is the creator of Superhuman, which is now called Activations, which is an app similar to meditation, except instead of calming you down, it is meant to wake you up and inspire you to become your best self right now. A classic morning routine habit is to make your bed. I absolutely love making my bed first thing in the morning. I feel like it is the first small win of the day, and it is such a great way to set you up for success on everything else you're going to achieve throughout the day.
Love it when you toss it back. Love it when you talk back. Girl, you get me off track. So off-white tracksuit, just so I can floss, yeah. With my new bitty, she ain't let my soft yet. Could've been you, still feel.
You guys already know we appreciate hygiene here. I like to brush my teeth right away in the morning. Just makes me feel so clean, and really taking a moment for self-care in the morning. And honestly, your oral health is so underrated. I definitely want to dive more into that this year.
At the party while you jaw jacking, you know it's for shot.
One of my favorite habits to do in the morning is to fill up my water bottle with some ice cold water. I'm actually addicted to drinking water out of my Stanley. One of my best friends had a Stanley a couple months before I bought one, and I had a sip of water from the bottle, and I swear to God, I literally thought about it for 8 months. That is how good the water tastes in your Stanley. Good morning, you guys. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Kiana, and today I am sharing with you my 7 a.m. winter morning routine, the morning routine I do to be that girl, also known as that it girl, the best version of myself that does all her healthy habits that make her feel her best and motivate her to achieve her goals and create her dream life. Now, don't get it twisted. I don't want you to use this video as an opportunity to copy my morning routine habit by habit. I want you to use this video to understand that the perfect morning routine for you is one that is very achievable for you in your life at this current moment. My morning routine has changed several times throughout my life. It also changes based on the seasons, based on what I need in my life at the time. A huge difference you're going to notice in a second is that I'm going to be working out first thing in the morning. If you guys have watched past videos of me doing my morning routine, I almost always would work out at the end of my morning routine, and that would actually take me from morning to evening. Something I realized in 2024 was, as much as I loved working out in the middle of the day, it kind of interrupted my workflow. So instead of working out in the middle of the day, I'm now working out before I start work, and then I finish the rest of my morning routine after my workout, and then I start work. This is just an example of how you can shift your morning routine to reflect what you need, what your goals are, and what's currently going on in this era of your life. I don't want to overcomplicate things because I'm sure a lot of you have a goal to have a morning routine in 2025, which I think is a great place to start. But I also think something to think about is that a morning routine, it may be a goal to have one right now, but eventually you'll realize that your morning routine will just become a part of the healthy lifestyle that you want to live, that is full of the habits that make you feel good, that make you feel your best. And for the most part, your morning routine, all these habits should feel easy because they should be things you enjoy doing. For example, if you don't enjoy waking up at 6 a.m., then don't do it. A few weeks ago, I started the year waking up at 6 a.m., but I kind of realized that it wasn't really that much more productive than than me waking up at 7, and I was just exhausting myself. That being said, I do want to try to get into the gym earlier, so I will be experimenting with this over the next few weeks. But these are things to think about when you're crafting your morning routine. Make it personal to you. What are the things that make you feel good? What are your goals in this era of your life? And how will doing this particular morning routine with these habits make you feel like your best self who already is living her dream life? With that being said, let's continue on with our morning routine. We're gonna get ready to work out, and we're just going to enter the gym feeling optimistic and positive, and we're gonna come out feeling even better.
I ain't got space to be thinking about you. You know this ain't time for the two of us. Ooh, I ain't got space thinking about you.
It is time to work out. I'm feeling so pumped and ready for this workout because even though I have been exercising over the last week, I haven't actually lifted weights in about 5 days. So I'm feeling really excited. I think I mentioned this in another video, but I'm doing the Epic Heat Challenge. This is a Caroline Girvin 50-day challenge. I'm just working out intuitively in this era of my life. If I want to run, I run. If I want to go for like an incline walk, I walk, especially on a nice day. If it's really nice out, I'll just do like a really long walk. I've been really enjoying lifting. I feel like lifting always makes me feel pumped and motivated when I have my music on. And like, even if I'm tired, I usually get to the point where I'm excited to be working out. Sometimes I'll do Pilates, sometimes I'll do spin. I still have my ClassPass membership and I'm just kind of playing around with that for the month of January, seeing if it's something I want to keep up with, if I enjoy workout classes. But honestly, I'm just happy to be enjoying fitness again. I think I talked about this a little bit in my January reset, don't quote me, but I had a goal to get re-inspired in the gym again, and it's been so long since I felt excited about working out. I don't really have any like real health and fitness goals in 2025 other than just keeping it up, feeling good, like just doing all my healthy habits that I've been doing for years that make me feel my best. That's kind of my motivation for you guys, is like, you don't always have to have a goal. Sometimes the goal is just showing up as your best self and doing those habits and routines that make you feel good. There's a difference between setting goals and acting like your best self through your habits and routines. And I think noticing the difference is really important because it can be very overwhelming if you try to make every habit that you want to keep up with a goal. So that's how I distinct between the two. But anyways, enough chat. Let's get into the workout. We're going to be doing full body today, which is so exciting. I love when I get back into lifting to start with full body. I feel like it makes my whole body just feel aligned. We'll do a little bit of cardio after because I do like to get my steps in, and walking is my favorite form of movement right now. Then I'll do a little stretch because I know I need it.
soul, let my heart turn stone. Guess I gotta say it twice, it ain't my fault. You know this ain't the time for the two of us. Ooh, I ain't got space to be thinking about growing older. Done my thinking, me and you. Yeah, guess it's over. It was a rainbow, but was sinking. Lost my hue. I might come running
I'm just in the middle of getting ready for the day. Normally on a day where I'm filming a ton of content like today, I would make a smoothie and do my skincare and makeup. That way I can like eat breakfast while I'm getting ready. However, I am so hungry, and when I'm really hungry, I feel like a smoothie just won't cut it for me, especially like when I know I'm probably not gonna like stop to have lunch for a little bit. So I just quickly made world's quickest breakfast, nothing fancy, just peanut butter and jelly toast with blueberries. We've got our fiber, our protein, our fat, some whole grains. This is like such a Canada's Food Guide approved plate in my opinion, just from what I know about the updated Canada Food Guide. But what I really love about peanut butter and jelly, especially with the toast I've selected, I get like that Silver Hills 16 grain toast, and it actually has I think 6 grams of protein per slice, which is very high for like bread. When you combine that with peanut butter, it's actually a complementary protein pair for anybody that's plant-based or vegetarian or vegan. You don't eat meat. Meat sources and soy are the only complete sources of protein, but when you combine certain foods, they can actually form complete proteins, and one of those combinations is whole grains and nuts. So peanut butter toast is actually a great way to get complementary proteins and get your complete protein for the day. So that's really good. It keeps me full. It's also so easy to make. I feel like people make eating healthy really complicated, and sometimes it's just buying whole grain bread, having some berries on the side of it, peanut butter, like simple things. And it tastes good and it's quick and it's easy, and that's how you can stay committed to eating healthy. I know for me, I'm trying to eat a lot more plants because I feel like I can sometimes not eat enough fruits and vegetables because I don't really like cold fruit. So I'm trying really hard to like incorporate more plants into my diet in little ways that work for me. Smoothies is a great way for me. I like greens powders. You can check out my TikTok because I think I'm going to be making a favorites video for January, including a greens powder. So we'll talk about that later. But we're going to quickly eat, and then we're going to do our skincare and get ready for the day. But let this be your sign to make sure you eat because it is so important. Do not skip breakfast. That is not cool in any way. It's the most important meal of the day. All your meals are important, and make sure you choose foods that you enjoy that are also healthy and good for you. Now, you guys remember I was a nutrition student at UBC. I graduated last year with honors and a minor in psychology, and so I'm super excited to talk to you guys today about vitamins. No, this section is not sponsored. I just love being able to share the things I learned in my nutrition degree. I feel like nutrition is such an underappreciated industry, and I feel like it's not taught in schools the way it should be, or at least in post-secondary school. If you do a nutrition degree, it's obviously going to be very good, especially at UBC. But I wanted to share some of the vitamins I take, why I take them, and just share a little bit of facts that I learned in my nutrition degree, because I feel like this is an area where I can really provide value for you guys. And if there is something you're going to take away from this, let it be known that I'm actually qualified to talk about vitamins. This isn't nutritional advice. It's just some information that I've learned about vitamins over the years from studying food nutrition health at the University of British Columbia. Starting with the only mineral I take, we have iron. I take iron because A, I'm a woman and most women are iron deficient. This is something you can get evaluated through a blood test. You should always talk to your doctor before taking any vitamins, minerals, or any sort of supplements, to be honest. And I just take this because it makes me feel way better throughout the day. I notice a big difference when I'm taking iron versus when I'm not, and I haven't been taking it consistently over the past 3 months, and I believe iron is one of those minerals that you need to be taking consistently to see an effect, and I often will feel fatigued when I don't take my iron. I think this may have something to do with the fact that iron is part of how our blood becomes oxygenated. It is part of hemoglobin. The heme part is from iron, and hemoglobin, I believe, carries the oxygen in our blood. It's been a few years since I've actually studied iron in detail. Iron deficiency is the most popular deficiency in the world, so definitely talk to your doctor about taking iron. Moving on to vitamins, I take a vitamin B complex, and this includes all 8 B vitamins. So it includes thiamine, riboflavin, niacinamide, pantothenic acid, vitamin B6, vitamin B12, biotin, folate in the form of folic acid, which is very important if you're a woman of childbearing age. So this is just so I get all my B vitamins. A lot of people think that B vitamin has to do with energy production. It literally says that on this bottle. And the reason why B vitamins are kind of accounted for in energy production is because B vitamins are the vitamins in your body that are responsible for energy metabolism. And energy comes from carbohydrates, proteins, and fat. And these B vitamins are responsible for breaking them down, reforming them, and utilizing them in the body in various ways. It can get very complicated. So I take one one of these every day. I also take vitamin D, specifically vitamin D3, which I believe comes from animal sources. Vitamin D plays a huge role in your bone health, but also is very important for your immune system. Vitamin D has like quite a few functions within the body. You can get vitamin D from 10 to 15 minutes of sunshine exposure 3 times a week. However, if you live somewhere like Canada where the sun doesn't come out that much in the winter, Health Canada would recommend that you supplement, but definitely check into that before going ahead and doing that. Talk to your doctor, as I've said. And the last thing I take is Nature's Bounty's hair, skin, and nail gummies. It's a biotin supplement, and biotin is just another B vitamin. And so these gummies are basically to help promote the growth of your hair, skin, and nails. Now, I will say research has shown that gummies like this don't actually help your hair, skin, and nails grow unless you're actually deficient in biotin to begin with, so you're not getting enough biotin. However, there's no toxic effects that they know of at this point taking too much biotin. So for me, I just take these supplements to ensure that I'm getting enough. And I also do struggle with nail growth. I don't know if you guys can see, but my pinky nails are broken. And I am gonna get my nails done eventually, but I get fake nails because my nails don't really grow well. My hair grows specifically on my eyebrows, but I feel like my hair takes quite a long time to grow long. So I personally enjoy taking these. I'd be interested in experimenting with a couple different hair, skin, and nail supplements because I'm not sure if these have made a huge difference. This one also contains vitamin A and antioxidant vitamins, vitamin C and E. So that's why I kind of like this one. So that's kind of another reason I've been drawn to this one. I've also taken the collagen version in the past because I personally don't take collagen every day. It is something I have wanted to add into my routine, but we're just not there yet. But this is your sign, if you haven't already, definitely get a blood test and start to see which nutrients you're kind of low on, which vitamins and minerals you could be on the lower side of. Vitamins and minerals are so important to your health, and the best way to get them is through foods. But if you are having trouble getting them through foods, talk to your doctor and see if they recommend supplementation. I feel like vitamins are just such a great way to add to your wellness routine, and for the most part, they're pretty easy if you know what you're missing. I feel like my vitamin routine is very minimal compared to some people's because I actually know what I should and shouldn't be taking and what's kind of just BS. Like I would never actually buy a vitamin C supplement because A, I know if you over consume vitamin C, you just pee it out, but also vitamin C doesn't actually help you feel better when you're sick unless you're very deficient in it. And all you have to do, I think, is pretty much have 1 cup of orange juice to get your vitamin C requirement for the day. So just some things to think about. Do your own research. If you live in Canada, I would recommend checking out Health Canada's website. They have the Canadian Food Guide from 2019. That's the updated one, which I feel like is very approachable and great. I actually have been wanting to do a video where I eat like the Canadian Food Guide, so let me know if that's something you'd be interested in. They also have the 2007 one if you're looking for a more strict version. And I feel like that one's a little bit better for different stages in life. We like to look at both in nutrition, so definitely check those out.
When our hearts get back on track.
It is my favorite part of my routine, doing my skincare. So I thought I would share some of my tips for creating a perfect morning routine because I feel like it can be very overwhelming when trying to figure out where to begin. So my number 1 tip would be to keep things as simple as possible. Just include habits that you actually love or things that are going to help you achieve your goals into your morning routine. I feel like when people get off track with their routines, it's usually because they don't actually feel authentic to who they are or the things they like. And I probably used this example earlier in the video, but if you don't like waking up early, then a 5 a.m. morning routine is probably not for you. Piggybacking off of that, I feel like you should look into what your chronotype is. This is basically like your sleep type, and this will allow you to figure out what time you should be going to bed and what time you should be waking up, how much sleep you need. I feel like when I figured that out, I figured it out in 2023 when I collabed with Better Sleep, and I actually found their app to be amazing. I would love to work with them again one day because I felt like it actually did help me sleep. It helped me learn a little bit more about sleep hygiene and like what I actually required for my sleep. This is obviously not sponsored. I just really like the app. That helped me determine that I was the kind of person that should be going to bed between, I think it was like 10. I actually can't remember what time it said for going to bed, but I want to say it was around like 10:30-ish, which is very on par with when I like to be in bed. Like if I'm in bed at 10, I'm very pleased with myself. And if I'm in bed watching watching a show or reading, I don't really mind. So I'll usually stay up till at least 11. But I found it really interesting that it was very accurate on the time I should wake up. I believe it was between, I think it was between 6:30 to 8:30, and which is really funny because my ideal wake up time, the earliest I've ever woken up without feeling any struggle, really enjoyed it, been able to perform at pretty much optimal performance, whether that's academic, in my professional career, physically in the gym, was 7 a.m. So I found that so interesting because I found that throughout a lot of periods in my university, I guess career you could say, or my university degree, I found that the times in my life that I was waking up at 7, I was the most productive, the most aligned with my goals. I was the most on task. And even if I got tired, I kind of adjusted my routine to like make it work for me. So that was super helpful, finding out what time to go to bed and what time to wake up. My last tip would be, don't be so committed to having a scheduled morning routine. For me, I pretty much do the same habits every single day in my morning routine. However, I don't necessarily do them in the same order. Like sometimes I'll have my breakfast while I get ready if I'm having a smoothie. Sometimes I'll have my vitamins before breakfast, after breakfast, during breakfast. I'm trying to work out before 9 so that I can start work at 9, but sometimes I work out a little bit later. It just kind of depends on the day. If you have a very structured routine where you go to work at a certain time, you need to leave at a certain time, it would probably work better for you to be a little bit more regimented with like, what are the non-negotiables you're gonna do before you leave for work. But for me, I work from home, I'm self-employed. I have a little bit more flexibility in how I have my routines, and especially when I'm filming them, that is very beneficial to me. So just some things to keep in mind when you're building your own morning routine. Give yourself time. It takes time to really recognize like what habits make you feel like your best self, what you actually enjoy about the morning, like what are the parts of your morning that you're like, yes, this is what I've been waiting for, the things that make you excited. I think having something that makes you excited to get you out of bed is super important. For me, that's my coffee. And don't worry about like hyper healthifying your routine. I feel like that is also kind of a red flag. You don't have to have every single habit be healthy. There was a huge trend, I think in 2024 or maybe 2023, where people were trying not to have caffeine on an empty stomach. People were saying it raises your cortisol levels, in which a lot of people don't realize your cortisol levels naturally raise in the beginning of the morning, from what I remember, because that's how you're starting your day. It's actually a good thing that your cortisol levels raise a little bit. Coffee kind of increases that, so like debatable. I'd have to look at the research to see whether that's negative, but for years people have been saying caffeine is not bad for you. So we'll have to see how the research unfolds with that. But nevertheless, I look forward to that coffee every morning, and it gets me in the gym. It gets me in the gym. And if that is what is most important to me, then I'm going to keep doing it because that is what works best for me. And so you got to do what works best for you to create your little that girl morning routine, the morning routine that it girl version of you, the best version of you is doing, who is already living her dream life. So keep that in mind.
When the stars line up, that's that. I've been attached, just looking out. We move so fast, was moving south. My secret sauce, boo in and out. Miss how you gloss that pretty mouth. You know this ain't the time for the two of us. Ooh, I ain't got space.
And that is the end of our morning routine. I hope you guys loved it, and I hope you guys learned everything you need to know about creating a morning routine for yourself that is absolutely perfect for you, allows you to become the best version of yourself, achieve all your goals, and create your dream life in 2025. You can drop all your questions and comments down below. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any new videos from me, and I will see you guys in the next one.
To be thinking about you.
Gloss that, love it when you toss it back, love it when you talk back. Girl, you get me off track, so off-white tracksuit, just so I can floss, yeah. With my new bitty, she ain't let my soft yet. Could've been you, still feeling on my ditty, but you lost.